And welcome back to Madden 20 Carolina Panthers franchise. It is the playoffs. The New Orleans Saints against the Panthers here in Charlotte. In the divisional round, the Panthers had the first round bye, the number 2 seed in the playoffs. And this is going to be an interesting game because the last game the Panthers played 2 weeks ago was in Charlotte, was against New Orleans, beat the pants off of the Saints 32-6 in blowout fashion, just completely dominated that game. You know that the Saints are going to want to show up in this. This is a dangerous game. You know the Saints. They're a very prideful, they're a very arrogant, you could say, organization. They want to get revenge for that embarrassing game that they had 2 weeks ago. As you can see, Cam Newton, Panthers wearing all black tonight, I should say, for this divisional round game. Panthers, their first playoff game since the 2017 season, which was against the Saints. It was in the wild card at New Orleans. So Carolina looking to avoid losing another playoff game, going one and done against the Saints. As you can see, Dallas and Green Bay. Dallas won that game 17-10. So the winner of this game will play the Cowboys, and the winner of this game will be at home because the Cowboys are the 6th seed. So Drew Brees comes out first for the New Orleans Saints as we get these playoffs started for the Panthers. You can see put up big numbers this year for the Saints. As always, Drew Brees, I mean, he's just a beast. There's no other way to put it. So a big game here, 3rd down and 6 on the first possession, and Ted Ginn, the former Panther, makes the catch, but he is going to be stopped short. It is 3 and out for the Saints to start out the game. And here comes Cam Newton. As you can see, the 28 touchdowns, the 13 interceptions, but he threw for over 4,000 yards. It was a career high for him in passing yards. Had an outstanding finish to the season during that 5-game win streak. As you can see, a play action here, and here comes Cam. He's scrambling, gets the first down, and as you can see, in the regular season, he probably goes all the way out of bounds there, but this is the playoffs. Cam Newton is going to get those extra couple yards because, I mean, those extra couple yards could mean the difference between winning and losing in the playoffs. As you can see, another 3rd down, and there's a completion to DJ Moore, who had a breakout season with 10 touchdowns this year for the Panthers, and he makes his first catch of the playoffs, hopefully the first of many. And on the next play, there is Curtis Samuel, who also had a breakout season this year. He was over 1,000 yards. He had 7 touchdowns receiving this year for Carolina. So, you know, the Panthers, I mean, they've got 2 breakout wide receivers as Carolina's on 3rd down again. And this is going to be complete, but he's going to be stopped short of the first down as Christian McCaffrey. But you know, you look at the 2 wide receivers for the Panthers, DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel, both had 1,000 yards this year. It was the first time that the Panthers had 2,000-yard receivers since, I believe it was 2014 when Kelvin Benjamin had 1,000. And Graham Gano barely makes that one. He's had a rough season, but he puts the Panthers on the board 3-0. But it was Kelvin Benjamin and Greg Olsen, each had 1,000 yards receiving in the 2014 season. I mean, the future is looking bright for the Panthers at the skill positions. As we can see, Ted Ginn, some guy whiffs on the tackle, and Ted Ginn, you know, this is a big game for him. He had a big game in the playoff game 2 years ago against his old team. So you know that he is going to want to show up here today in Charlotte, and he makes a big play there. As we can see, Latavius Murray, he gets down to the 3-yard line. So the Saints now driving here at the end of the first quarter, really looking like the Saints were all used to. As you can see, Drew Brees completes the pass to Alvin Kamara in the end zone. It's going to be 7-3 Saints. But, you know, that game a couple weeks ago, they just didn't look like the Saints. I mean, it was a very bizarre game, but you can see they just marched right down the field on their second possession. get the lead, 7-3, their first lead of the game. And Carolina, how will they respond? Here's Cam. He's going to pass to Curtis Samuel. Makes the guy miss. Makes the second guy miss. Go, Curtis. Go. Touchdown, Panthers. Curtis Samuel. 61 yards. What a catch and run by Curtis Samuel. The guy just falls down. I believe that's Patrick Robinson, and then he just jukes the safety, and he's gone. Touchdown. You miss Curtis Samuel, and he's going to be gone. He is the fastest guy on the team. He ran a 4.3 in the combine. So if you miss Curtis Samuel, I mean, he is gone. But the extra point was missed. Would you believe that? But here comes Brian Burns, his first playoff game of his career, gets his first playoff sack of his career as it goes to 2nd and 16 now for the Saints. 9-7. Graham Gano just missing another extra point, but we're not going to focus on that right now. We're going to focus on the positive. We've got the lead. Brian Burns comes off the edge, nearly untouched. And that's a big play. But here's 3rd and 7 later in the drive, and there's Jared Cook. He's wide open. And the Saints are now in Panthers territory now. But here comes Kamara, who did nothing 2 weeks ago, but he finds a hole. So Kamara off to a hot start. He's already got 52 yards rushing. He's got the touchdown receiving. So Alvin Kamara showing up now in these playoffs, and here comes the Saints, and now they're down to the 3-yard line, and he's going to be sacked by Dontari Poe. What a sack by that big boy right there. Makes it 2nd down and goal from the 14. Can the Panthers defense hold now after letting the Saints just march down the field once again? They've got to hold them to a field goal here or force a turnover. Would be huge, but you know, the Saints, they're back to being the old Saints that were the best offensive. But they're gonna go for a fake here. And Bridgewater, he don't know what to do with it. Oh man, Sean Payton getting a little cute here in the first half. Might be a little bit too early in the game for this, but you can see what was he doing. And Brian Cox Jr. just was wondering the same thing as he plants him on the ground. But here comes Cam Jordan. On 3rd down, he sacks Cam. Panthers are going to be forced to punt as we're already almost at the 2-minute warning here in the first half. This first half just flying by as Cam Jordan busts through that line and gets the sack. It's going to remain 9-7 Carolina as they're forced to punt. So here come the Saints now, trying to put some points on the board as we go into halftime. And there's just a beautiful throw by Breeze to Jared Cook. Jared Cook, I mean, the Panthers have struggled all year against tight ends, and he has already got 64 yards receiving. And here comes the New Orleans Saints now all the way down to the 1 already, and there's a pass to another tight end, Safarian Jenkins. Touchdown Saints, and they're going to go into halftime up 14-9 with that play. So the Saints now on 3 straight possessions, you know, they went for the fake field goal, and of course that didn't work out for them. But Carolina are really fortunate to only be down by 5, which it should be 4 because Graham Gano can't make extra points. I can't make extra points. And you can see Dallas did win that game 17-10. So the winner of this game will face Dallas in the NFC Championship game. They upset the Packers. And again, like everybody was saying, the Packers, they went into the playoffs losing 3 straight games. And Carolina won 5 straight. But everybody was saying, well, maybe the Panthers are the team to beat in the NFC. But you know, the Panthers, they're in the fight for their life right now, down 14-9, and the Saints offense looks like it has no resistance from the Panthers defense. But here comes 3rd and 7. There's another sack by the Saints. P.J. Williams, he has been picking off Cam this year. He comes through and he gets the sack. He has been a terror. Him and Cam Jordan and Davenport have been a thorn in Cam Newton's side this season. As he comes through untouched on the corner blitz. Cam had no chance. So the Saints offense gets the ball back. They've been nearly unstoppable in this game. As you can see, Taquan Smith on third down barely gets that first down. As we're early in the third quarter, the Saints driving, they can really, with a touchdown here, they can really take command of this game. With the way their defense is playing today and the way their offense is playing, I mean, a touchdown here and that could be it, but they were forced to punt, or they went for a field goal, I'm sorry, so it's 17-9. The Panthers did get a stop. But here comes Cam on 3rd and 7. He's going down the field, and he's got Curtis Samuel on the sideline. So huge drive right now for the Panthers. We've got to get a score. Even if it's just a field goal at this point, it's been a while since we've scored. We're halfway through the third quarter. It is time to make something happen in Cam. And Curtis Samuel trying to make something happen with this drive on that play. So it's first down now from the 31. And it's going to be a run here for McCaffrey. Gets a big hole. Nice juke down to the 17. So a 14-yard run for McCaffrey. So Carolina desperately needing to make something happen on this drive. And they're doing a great job right now moving the ball down the field. Back-to-back huge plays. Over 70 yards on the last 2 plays. So this, again, is a huge drive. And I shouldn't say, I thought that was a 60-yard pass to Curtis Samuel. I'm probably wrong on that. But it's third down now. And almost intercepted. He had P.J. Williams, almost picked him off. But Cam Jordan, once again, terrorizing Cam, forces him into a hurried throw. It's incomplete. Now we got to rely on Graham Gano to make a field goal to keep the Panthers in the game. That was a dangerous pass by Cam. And you can see Luke Kuechly just trying to keep the defense pumped up, telling F.A. Obata, we've got to make some plays. As you can see, Gano makes the field goal. So 2 minutes to go in the third, 17-12. And on that Curtis Samuel play, it was not a 60-yard play. I believe DJ Moore had the 60-yard touchdown. I don't know why I've got 61 yards, but it was a big play. As you can see on the play action, Brian Burns, sack number 2 in his playoff career. He is just a beast. I mean, very excited about the future of this Panthers defense with Brian Burns, the way that he's playing, looking like a young Von Miller this year. But you can see the Saints did get a first down. And here comes Kamara on a screen pass, and he's got a wide open lane. He's going to be all the way down to the 7. So the Saints now can go up by 2 scores, 2 touchdowns, as Kamara does so. Dives into the end zone. Kamara, his 2nd touchdown of the game. 1 rushing, 1 receiving. It's 24-12 Saints, and now in the 4th quarter, it's a 12-point deficit for Carolina. Some of the air has been taken out of this building as Cam now goes over the middle to Torrey Smith, down to the 50. Again, the Panthers have to score a touchdown on this drive. Field goal does nothing, but there's a sack on 3rd down. It's Davenport. So 4th down, got to go for it now, and Cam Jordan's going to get the sack. And now it is not looking good at all for the Panthers now. Cam Jordan gets another sack. And here come the Saints. It's a fake to Kamara, who is having a monster game. Halfway through the 4th quarter, down to the 15. Carolina's got to force them to a field goal here, but they're at the 5 now, 1st and goal. Here comes Breeze, and it's a touchdown to Traquan, whatever his name is, Smith. 31-12 now, and it's just that quick. As hard as the Panthers had to fight at the end of the season, winning the 5 straight games, destroying the Saints for the final game of the season, and it's looking like, we're just playing for pride at this point. There's a nice pass to Torrey Smith, but just that quick. I mean, all it took was 2 touchdown drives. As you can see, there's an interception by Marshawn Lattimore. It's pretty much going to end the game. 31-12 is going to be the final. But you could see how fast the Saints can just take over a game. I mean, it was 2 drives, and that was it. It was before you could blink an eye, you're down 17-12, and before you can blink an eye, you're down 31-12. So that's how the Panthers season's going to end. It's going to be a long off season because the Panthers were on fire going into the playoffs. They had just beaten this team 32-6 in this building, but playing the same team in back-to-back weeks, I mean, even if they're both at home, I mean, Drew Brees, like, he only threw like 1 incompletion this whole game. He put on a clinic in Bank of America Stadium. I mean, just surgically destroyed the Panthers defense, and it's going to be a long off season. It's another one and done for Cam, and you wonder, as he will be 31 going into next season, you just wonder how many more chances are the Panthers going to get like this, where they're the number 2 seed, the number 1 seed loses the day before. So basically after that, the playoffs ran through, the road to the Super Bowl in the NFC ran through Charlotte after Green Bay lost the day before. So it's just back to the drawing board now. Ron Rivera is going to be under a lot of pressure next year. He did enough this year to keep his coaching job, but he's going to have to prove that, because the Panthers have never had back-to-back winning seasons, back-to-back winning records in the history of the whole team. So it's a disappointing end to the season, but it was a fun season. 11-5-1 is the final record with the playoff loss. So I'll see y'all for the off season with the draft and free agency. Thank y'all for watching. Please subscribe and leave a like and a comment.